Well, guys, it's been a pretty crazy week out there, but we've already made it through to another weekly roundup, which means Donald Trump has now been in office for 34 weeks. He's got 174 weeks left to go. And of course, if you are counting down those days, it is 1,217 days until the Trump administration is supposed to come to an end. Now, of course, the weekly roundup is the part in the week where we gather up a whole bunch of different clips that don't necessarily touch on any particular topic, but it kind of gives us a way to catch up on anything we may have missed. And of course, we normally get to have a laugh or two as well. And before we go ahead and jump right into it, I just want to say that this week in particular has probably been the craziest, most bloodthirsty, most vitriolic marches toward fascism that I have ever seen. The MAGA movement is trying to use Charlie Kirk's death to go after their enemies. And it's something that we need to pay attention to going forward because this is a direct play out of the authoritarian handbook. So without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and jump into the first clip. Here we've got Howard Lutnick saying that we're actually going to have to wait a little bit until Trump's economy gets purring. If you guys do appreciate my work and want to support the show, please do remember to subscribe.
So now everybody knows their tariff, right? So now you're going to see factories getting built in America at a scale that you have never seen before. Okay, more than $10 trillion of factory build coming. All right, and so there's huge amount of construction jobs. So I would say the first quarter of next year will be the best quarter of construction jobs this country's ever seen, and that's going to roll all the way through 26. So I think you're going to see GDP growth next year over 4%.
You do.
Yeah, guys, we just gotta wait just a little bit longer. Next year, we're gonna have over 4% GDP growth, even though the first half of this year, GDP growth has averaged out to 1.5%. Do you guys notice how they have been doing this ever since Donald Trump came back into office? They keep on pushing off the success of the country, right? They say, oh, it's gonna happen next quarter. Oh, it's gonna happen next month. Oh, it's gonna happen in 3 months. Now we are hearing that it's going to happen in 2026. And 2 weeks ago, Donald Trump even said, well, I think we might even have to wait until 2027 before we really see things start to pick up. These people are pathetic. Every economic indicator that we have out there shows us that we have a slowing economy, a softening jobs market, and businesses do not know how to act with all of these across-the-board tariffs in place. These people are not looking out for your best interests, and they are enriching themselves while the rest of the economy goes to shit. But let's go ahead and move on to the next clip, where we've got Donald Trump yet again running cover for Russia.
What's your reaction to Russian drone incursion into Poland?
Could have been a mistake. But regardless, I'm not happy about anything having to do with that whole situation.
So in case you guys missed it there, he's asking about the Russian drones that were flying into Polish airspace. And here you've got the president of the United States of America saying, oh, it's probably just a mistake, guys. No big deal. Russia probably didn't mean to fly into Polish airspace. I mean, they're a NATO country after all. Why would they do that, guys? This is the exact thing that we were warning about when it came to Ukraine. If we do not give a full-throated endorsement of Ukraine's defense against Russia, Russia is going to try to continue their march further into Europe. And to think that the president of the United States has no understanding of that's exactly what Putin wants to do, it's just straight up shameful. It is disgraceful. And here we got him on national television running cover for a murderous dictator over in Russia. Absolutely pathetic, guys. Absolutely pathetic. Let's go to move on to this clip where we've got Brian Kilmeade, and I will just say, guys, brace yourself because this is a wild one.
Billions of dollars to mental health and the homeless population. A lot of them don't want to take the programs. A lot of them don't want to get the help that is necessary. You can't give them a choice. Either you take the resources that we're going to give you or you decide that you're going to be locked up in jail. That's the way it has to be now.
Or involuntary lethal injection or something. Just kill them.
Yeah, Brian, why did it have to get to this point?
Right.
What the fuck are you talking about? They're talking about trying to solve the homelessness problem. And here you've got one guy saying, oh, we need to force them into some sort of institution. We need to make them go through these different programs. We need to make them take our services. And then Brian Kilmeade pops off and says, or maybe involuntary lethal injection. Just kill them. How do those synapses in your brain actually even fire at all? Who says that? And for Ainsley Earhart here to just kind of move past that comment, like no big deal. Yeah, Brian, why did it have to get to this point anyway? It's absolutely insane. It is insane. Now, Brian Kilmeade, a couple days later, I believe it was, actually came out and apologized for these comments. But is that really good enough? Where we really have a Fox host advocating for just the mass killing of homeless people, and he doesn't lose his job? Meanwhile, you've got MAGA kicking Jimmy Kimmel off of his show. I mean, what are we doing here, guys? What are we doing? I don't even know how your brain makes it to that point where you're advocating for lethal injection for homeless people. Where's the compassion and the empathy? Where's the understanding that these people, well, they have rights too, because we are supposed to be living in the freest country in the world. These people should be absolutely ashamed of themselves. I just don't even know what else to say to that. Here we got Kash Patel, kind of admitting that he hasn't made his way through the Epstein files.
Have you seen the Epstein files?
I have not reviewed the entirety of it myself, but a good amount.
How is this even possible? Kash Patel arguably rose to prominence in the MAGA movement because he was one of these nutter butter conspiracy theories or conspiracy theorists pushing the Epstein files. And now he is in the position of power that would give him access to those files, and he hasn't gone through the entirety of them. I mean, are you kidding me? He used to go after people in the FBI when Trump was out of office, and he would lambaste them. He would go after them, saying that these people are hiding the Epstein files. They're trying to cover up something really dark and ominous and yada, yada, yada. And now he's the director of the FBI and hasn't read through the Epstein files. I mean, you've got to be kidding me. These people are losers. This is what happens when you put sycophants in positions of prominence. Donald Trump doesn't want to be attached to the Epstein files. We know his name is all littered throughout the Epstein files. And here you've got the director of FBI basically running cover for him in front of Congress. I mean, it's just crazy. It's just crazy. Here we got Laura Ingraham, kind of acting as though she's like the Biden tracker, like they're low-jacking Biden on GPS. Oh, but here we spotted Biden again.
He's been out of office for almost 8 months now, but every now and again, Joe Biden wanders out into public view.
God bless you, President. Well, the whole family, yeah, exactly. Double cone.
He's double. Hey, listen, once in a blue moon.
And that ice cream moment only reminds us that his entire presidency was built on lies.
What? How did she get from ice cream to Biden's presidency was built on lies? How do these two things connect to one another? And would you guys leave this poor man alone? He was just diagnosed with cancer. He served 4 years in the presidency honorably. Just let him live his life in peace. He's gone. He's out of your hair forever. He's not coming back into politics. He's not acting as some sort of advisor to the Democratic Party. He's not involved at all. Just let the guy deal with his ass cancer. Let him eat his ice cream and just just let him live in peace. I mean, these people are so pathetic. Why are we even talking about President Biden? And he's been out of office for, what, 8 months now? I mean, what are we doing here, Fox? Aren't there more important things that we could be discussing besides Biden's ice cream choices and how that somehow links him to a presidency built on lies? These are an unserious people. Let's go to move on to Brian Glenn, where he's literally asking about the Autopen during a trip to the United Kingdom.
And my question to you, President Trump, is there any update on the Autopen?
Yeah, it's just gotten worse from their standpoint.
Can we all just take a step back and realize that Donald Trump looks like shit right here? His eyes are basically swollen shut. He is the color of the gold behind him. I mean, what is going on here? But the reason I play this clip is because Brian Glenn might pretend he's some sort of real journalist, but what he is a mouthpiece, a propagandist for this administration. We are on a, what do they call these? Like a state trip over to another country, another one of our allies. He's taking questions with Starmer there, the Prime Minister of the UK, and you've got American media following Trump over there to ask about a conspiracy theory that Donald Trump made up so he could try to go after people he doesn't like. The whole Autopen story is a hoax. It's fake. I don't know what you want to call it, but it is a non-existent problem. Donald Trump came into office, and that was one of the first things that rattled out of his mouth, and he has just been keeping on it over and over and over again. And now we've got idiots like Brian Glenn traveling with the president of the UK and asking him questions about something that doesn't even exist. I mean, we are literally living in the upside down right now, folks. It's such an embarrassment for the United States on so many different levels. Not for one, you got President Trump kind of curating these types of media figures. And then for two, you're asking about conspiracy theories that the president made up so you can push this administration's agenda even further. It's all just so gross. It's so damn gross. Let's go to move on to this clip where we got Nancy Mace kind of being schooled with her very favorite question.
So Mayor Bowser, what is a woman?
I'm a woman. Are you a woman?
100%.
Okay.
100%.
I'm a woman. You're looking at one.
Okay, good.
I think this is probably the best answer that I've seen to this repeated question that we keep on hearing from Nancy Mace. Maybe every single hearing that she attends? Mayor Bowser, what's a woman? Well, I'm a woman. You're looking at one. What's it to ya? So many times we've seen this question asked, whether it be by Lauren Boebert, Marjorie Taylor Greene, whether it be Nancy Mace. And Democrats, for the most part, obviously I haven't seen every single interaction in Congress, but for the most part, they don't really have a good answer. And so to have Muriel Bowser snap back so quickly with a one-off, like, I'm a woman, what of it? I think this is the exact way to handle that question when it comes to these congressional hearings. I mean, I don't know what their obsession is. I don't know why Nancy Mace keeps obsessing over this issue. She thinks it, sparks up a new news cycle or whatever it may be. I mean, I guess I'm talking about it, but this is probably one of the better responses that I've seen to that question, and I think Democrats should be prepared for that question every single time they go in front of Congress, because these idiots just keep on hammering on it for whatever reason. And for the last clip that I got for you guys this week, here we've got Obama making a point that I don't think can be made enough. When we are talking about extremists, it is one thing to find crazy lefties online with 5, 10, 15 followers saying some heinous shit about the Charlie Kirk death. That is one thing. But the extremism that exists within the MAGA movement, they are running the White House. They are controlling the government. These are order of magnitudes of different scale. One are just a bunch of crazy Looney Tunes online. And two, you've got the most powerful country in the world being run by extremists. And Obama speaks to that point here.
We have to recognize that on both sides, undoubtedly there are people who are extremists and who say things that are contrary to what I believe are America's core values. But I will say that those extreme views were not in my White House. I wasn't embracing them. I wasn't empowering them. I wasn't putting the weight of the United States government behind extremist views. And that is when we have the weight of the United States government behind extremist views, we've got a problem.
So again, guys, I think this is a point that we have to continue to make. We have to continue to draw the distinction between crazy lefties who hold no power at all to the MAGA movement that is an extremist movement. I mean, for God's sake, you've got the President of the United States going out there, calling for political violence, saying political violence is solely a problem of the left. They make fun of Paul Pelosi being hit in the head by a MAGA extremist. I mean, these are two worlds apart. Every single Democratic leader that I've seen right after the Charlie Kirk shooting came out and immediately denounced political violence. What did Trump do? What do Republicans do? We already did a video on that this week. We have people in the MAGA movement who came out and egged on more political violence. And so I do think we have to continue to draw this distinction, because although those crazy lefties online with 20 followers saying very heinous shit that I don't agree with, they are the MAGA media machine is able to attach those people to our side of the aisle. Even though most of these people probably don't even vote, even though most of these accounts are probably just bot accounts, but we have to continue to draw the distinction. The American people need to know that it is the MAGA movement that is running our government, that is trying to stick its grimy little fingers into every aspect of your lives. They are the extremist organization. Their views are extreme. And so we have to continue to make that distinction. We're already behind in the media sphere anyways. MAGA media controls the narrative 99.9% of the time, and they will continue to pick out these one-offs of people saying crazy shit, and they will represent those people as the Democratic Party as a whole. So I thought Obama did a really good job of articulating that here. Obviously, what happened to Charlie Kirk was absolutely terrible. Like I said, I condemn all political violence. Just because I don't agree with Charlie Kirk, I opposed nearly every single one of his political views. That does not mean I wanted him to have his life taken from him. He left behind 2 kids. He left behind a wife. He left behind family that loves him. That's a tragedy, no matter which way you slice the pie. And so while I can disagree with Charlie Kirk on the things he stood for, on his very vile stances on a whole slew of different issues, I can still hold the principle of nonviolence, political nonviolence. So I hope you guys will join me. I hope you guys will encourage others to take up that same view. And, you know, we just got to be better. Principles are something you need to stand up for even when it's hard. And so even if you did have a lot of animus or hate towards somebody like Charlie Kirk, standing on that principle, I think is the right way to go. So those are the clips that I had for you guys this week. I know it's been a crazy week out there. Like I said, MAGA is like basically on the brink of civil war. I've seen the biggest players in the space, Fox News, I'm talking to you, just really trying to egg this whole situation on. You've got the vice president now hosting Charlie Kirk's podcast. Very, very strange thing. Coming out and saying that this is a problem of only people on the left. We got our crazies, but it's mostly them. It's all just a load of shit. The majority of political violence comes from people on the right, like over 90% of it, going back the last decade or two. It's not even close, but we should all be able to come together and denounce political violence no matter which side of the aisle carries it out. So like I said, guys, I hope you'll join me in doing so. I hope you will encourage your friends to do so as well. Now, I'm going to go ahead and leave it there for now, guys. I hope everybody's doing well out there. I hope you guys are taking care of yourself, and hope everybody has a good weekend. So I'll leave it there for now. If you guys got anything out of this video, please do remember to smash that like button and subscribe. Maybe share with a friend or two. I'd very much appreciate that. We've got to build something here on the left that pushes back against this MAGA media machine that is able to set the narrative 99.9% of the time. So if you do like what I do here, please do remember to smash that subscribe button. Of course, that is free. If you guys want to go a step above and beyond that and actually help me produce these videos, I would very much appreciate that. You can become a member right here on YouTube for as little as $3 a month, or you can head over to politiscape.substack.com and you can have my content delivered directly to your inbox every single day without the doom scrolling, without the algorithmic bullshit that we have to deal with on these platforms. So until next one, guys, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next week.